Good, welcome everyone and thanks for joining us today. Oh, hold on, was that you trying to get my attention? No, we're okay, good, just saw a wave hand. All right, yeah, today we are going to have a wee look at the 24 International Simplified Competition Tai Chi form. So it's a big, long name. It almost takes as long to say it as it does to do it. So it's about a six and a half minute performance if you were just to do it from start to finish. And we have Willem here with us as well, who is also a Tai Chi teacher. And interestingly, we both learned this form, but in different countries, and we both learned it slightly different ways. Here's somebody coming in. Grand. Yes. And so this is the kind of nature of the beast, that it is a standardized international form, but actually if you have two teachers who have learned it under the same master and you see how they teach it in their schools, they tend to teach it slightly different ways. So we both learned it under different teachers in different countries, and so we have slightly, well, quite a bit different in some respects ways, but it is very much the same blueprint. So we're going to have a wee look at it today. This exercise or this sequence is perfect for beginners to learn, but we normally give it about a year of 1 hour classes each week to learn the whole thing. So we're not going to learn it all in one day today, but we're going to have a little overview. So let's begin with our salute. So we take right hand in fist, please, and left hand straight and pull back the thumb, bringing the feet together, the hands together, and we press forwards. Xue Sang Hao and Lao Shi Hao. Thank you so much for joining. So what we're going to do, we're going to use a little bit of the technique within the form for warm-up. So first of all, we're going to look at our Yang style Tai Chi walking. So this is a method of strengthening our legs and building our coordination. And in walking in Tai Chi, you have 4 directions. Basically, we have left and right, we have forwards and back, and we have staying center. So at the moment, this is considered a move. Not moving is also considered a move, like yin and yang. So quite often actually when you're learning Tai Chi, we learn to do the side stepping first. And this is partly because it helps to build our strength and it helps us to break away from the idea of walking and just help us to work our coordination. However, I'm going to break with that tradition and we're going to work on forwards stepping first. So I'm actually going to ask you to come to the back of your space. Now, if you don't have much space, don't worry about it. We'll probably do the same thing, yeah, for now. So you can just take a step, and then if you need to, you can move back and step with the other foot. But we start with Wu Ji. So feet together to begin, please, and we lengthen up through the top of the head, bringing the chin slightly down and back, and take a few moments to breathe and calm and relax down through your body. Letting go. Good, now we're going to release through the belly, through the hips and through the knees. Feel all the way down into your feet and into the floor. We're using this as warm-up, so I want you to take very gentle, small steps. We're not pushing ourselves in any way. We're going to float the arms forwards and up. So it's as if your hands are resting on a flotation device. The elbows are released and hanging down. And we're going to take the weight, we're going to mirror. So we're going to take the weight into the right foot, your right foot, and release your left foot. And just feed the leg forwards and relax it down. Do you see how soft and relaxed that is? Just wherever your foot touches, that's where it should be. Now, as if you're being offered a chair from behind, we feed the weight forwards from underneath. Good. And now we straight away feed the weight back into the back foot. Keeping both knees slightly bent, we're going to lift the front toes and turn your body a little bit. Relax the foot down and feed the weight from underneath again. And release the back foot and bring it in. And we repeat, we relax the foot down. Make sure you feel stable, keep the top of your head lengthening up, the chin down and back. We feed the weight forwards from underneath. We feed the weight back. We lift the toes and turn out, relax the foot down, feed the weight forwards from underneath and bringing the back foot in as you square up. Repeat, relax the foot down, toes pointing forwards. Feed forwards, feed back. Lift the toes and turn. Feed forwards and release the back foot, bring it in. Relax down. Relax is the key word because it keeps your center of gravity nice and low. Good. And as you come in this time, bring the arms gently down. Well done, and you can take a breath and relax down. So this is your 24 Tai Chi walking method. Within Tai Chi, you'll notice that the different styles have different methods of Tai Chi walking, and actually within the same styles, depending on the generation that you're learning, Tai Chi walking can be quite different as well. So the older Yang is more like the Chen, you have parallel walking, but this is trying to make it easier for us, but in making it easier for our bodies, it's adding complexity to the choreography. So I want to show you this idea of how to move your weight forwards because it's really important to protect your knees and to keep your balance. So if you see me from the side here, I'm going to take a step, I'm going to do it wrong, I'm going to front load. So that's what I call it when I tip my weight forwards to bring my weight forwards. Do you see what's happened with my back? I've gone onto a diagonal and there's a lot of tension in my knee, not what we want. So when we step forward, as I say, it's like someone's offering you a chair. You're gliding forwards, but you're gliding forwards from underneath. And that creates this kind of stability. Do you see how upright my body has remained? Without thinking about it, I have kept my plumb line, my position nice and straight, and then feed back. So every time we feed the weight forwards, we feed forwards thinking of coming from underneath. And that way we're protecting our knees from tipping all our weight onto them. So this exercise you could practice a lot and it would really benefit leg strength. I can almost talk, sorry. It'll really benefit leg strength, it'll benefit your coordination, your body will learn the rhythm of the movement. Do you think we could practice this exercise one more time? Let's go to the back of our space. Very good. So we bring our feet together. Now, if you possibly can, we're encouraged to start Wuji like this. However, I'm aware that sometimes people have balance issues or joint issues, whatever it may be, that is just too uncomfortable or you don't feel at all stable. So it's something to work towards, but if it's stressing you out, it is actually okay to start in the open stance. That will be much easier for your body. But we are practicing martial arts, which is a discipline, which means that we are encouraging our bodies just for a moment into something a little bit less comfortable, but it's still doable, and that builds strength. So lengthen up, please, through the top of the head, and the chin is slightly down and back. Take a moment and breathe and let go through your body. So we want to feel a release through the system. In fact, let's add a sigh. So we're going to take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, sigh down through your body. Feel all the little muscles release. Let's do it again. Deep breath. And good. Now one more time, but this time I'd like your sigh to be internal. Ready? Deep breath. Very good. Calming down. And listen behind. Let's float the hands gently forwards and up. Now, if you were to see me from the side, you would see that you're resting the hands about level with your heart, and the elbows are draped and relaxed down. So it's not a big extension which would pull us off balance, but rather it just helps us to engage the entire structure. And this is like a balancing aid. Good. So release belly, hips, knees, and fill your right foot, emptying your left. Dylan and I are doing the mirror image. We're going to just bring the foot out and relax it down. There's no need to reach, just wherever it touches is correct. We feed forwards from underneath, and we feed back. We lift the toes and turn, relax down forwards from underneath. And when you feel stable, bring the back foot in, touch. Keep going from underneath, and we go back. Lift and turn, relax, feed forwards from underneath, and come in. Now you can put your foot down at any stage if you feel unstable. But if you can, lift the foot just off the floor. Breathe. Good, well done. And rest, relax down. Take a breath. Very good. So I had one teacher who actually said that walking practice is as good as standing practice. I don't know, I think every exercise has its own unique benefits and qualities. If you just hate standing practice with a passion, then it's certainly better than nothing. It helps with rhythm, with structure. I'm sure you felt yourself working. This kind of walking, I find, is actually harder work than physically than when we add the arms, but it is a nice focus for the mind. So if we learn the leg work first, that's our foundation. It means that then when we add the arms, the legs know what they're doing. We can build upon it rather than try to be keeping an eye on everything all at the same time. So this time, Dylan and I are going to walk away from you. We're all going to do it the same direction. So if you can go into the back of your space, please, and we're going to show you the back view. We're going to do the same thing as you, and I'm not going to talk, which is really difficult for me. So I just want you to breathe and get into the rhythm of the movement and see if you can feel that pulse that runs through the practice. Are you ready? Lengthen up. And sigh the tension away. Release belly, hips, knees, arms float into position, and let's begin. and rest. Well done, take a breath. Very good, beautiful. So this is your homework. I would like you to practice playing with your Tai Chi walking for the 24 style. If you've got a nice big garden or a big kitchen or a corridor even that you can get a sort of rhythm going, brilliant. But even if you just have a little square in front of you, there is a way of doing it. There's always a way. So let's have a little play at that, a sort of pocket handkerchief size practice for walking practice. So we bring our feet together, we lengthen up through the top of the head, chin down and back, release down through the body. Let's release belly, hips, knees, and float the arms up. Filling your right foot, emptying your left, and we're going to step, feed forwards from underneath, feed back, turn out, feed forwards, and come in. Square up, take a breath, relax down, and step back. We do the same thing on the other side. Ready? We lengthen up, we relax down, release belly, hips, knees, float the arms up. Fill your left foot, empty your right foot, and we step. Relax the foot down, feed forwards from underneath, feed back, turn out, feed forwards, and come in. Very well done, and rest. Take a breath. So you can just do one rep on each side and reposition. That's absolutely fine. So I'll leave that with you. I'm recording this so you can go back to it and replay and revisit and see if you can work with that, if you need to. Now, something I notice when people are beginning this practice, they get this understanding that there's a rocking forwards and back. And when they're practicing, they're rocking forwards and back, but they can get a bit lost into why they're rocking forwards and back, and so they're not necessarily using it for its purpose. The purpose of the rock forwards and back is for reposition. So when we step in this style, we step always the foot pointing in the direction we want to go. So if we want to go forwards, the front foot must be pointing forwards. So then we glide forwards from underneath. But now we want to turn out. Now an older version, a more difficult version of Tai Chi would keep the weight forwards, lift the toes and turn. You turn center on a weighted leg. But that's quite tricky, certainly for the beginner. So instead of having a weighted turn, we're going to empty that front foot. So we have to backtrack and we fill the back foot, emptying the front foot. But if you can see there with Willem, it's very nicely shown, the knee is still bent. So can you lock your knee back for me, Willem? Do you see the difference? That is weak. If I were to kick him, I'd break his knee. Whereas if he keeps the knee bent and forwards, there is strength and power and structure within that leg. So we feed the weight back in order to easily turn. So we're not turning the leg like this, that's a disconnect. We turn the body, we turn the whole body just a little bit and relax the foot down. Now we have a new direction, so we feed the weight forwards, and we don't need to go back again because we're going in the direction we want to go, so we stay forwards and we square up to bring the back foot in. So the whole purpose of turning out is so that now the supporting leg is a little bit turned out, which makes it physically easier to do. So let's repeat. We step forwards, toe points forwards, we glide forwards from underneath, we glide back, lift the toes, keeping the front knee bent, turn the whole lot, body and leg, relax down, Feed forwards from underneath and bring the back foot in. Very good, and rest. Take a breath. Good. So hopefully that clarifies the somewhat confusing issue of moving forwards and moving back, this rocking forwards and back. It has a purpose. One, it actually has a lovely rhythm to it, but also it's designed to help you turn on an empty foot. So you're not trying to turn on a weighted foot, which is also a Tai Chi technique, but it's a more difficult one at this stage. Good. One other thing I'd like you to focus on when you're practicing is to keep both feet stuck to the floor. Unless you're actually moving the foot, you keep it fully planted. I see beginners often peeling their heels away and peeling their toes away when they're going forwards and back. And it's perfectly normal for a human to do that, because when we walk, we throw our weight forwards and we peel the heel away. But in our Tai Chi practice, we want to be stuck to the floor because that gives us power and strength. If I want to push Willem, do you mind if I push you? Thank you. If I want to push him, I want both feet to be planted so I can give him a good shove. Thank you. But if you come back here, if I'm trying to push with my back heel lifted, I can still do it, but it's not as powerful. Thank you. Now I know Muhammad Ali had this famous back heel lifted punch that he crashed down on his opponents, but there's a different technique. It's not Tai Chi. So I want you please to be very conscious of keeping both feet firmly rooted to the spot until you actually peel the foot away to step through. So that is some Tai Chi technique that will help you stay balanced and help you feel, confident in your structure so that you don't fall over. Do you remember we said feed from underneath? That helps you to stay upright. It's really important that you have a plumb line, that the body remains absolutely vertical pretty much at all times unless you're told otherwise, and that means it's effortless to balance. As soon as you tip, try this please, take a step forwards with one foot, sit your bottom down so that you feel nice and upright in equilibrium. How do you feel? It's easy to balance and you're not straining any part of your body. But now can you just lean ever so slightly forwards? Maybe 5-10 degrees. Can you feel all of a sudden now your body is having to work to support that? Maybe your tummy muscles, maybe your back is starting to ache. So don't do that, stay upright. So not only is it much harder just to stay upright, as soon as we add a little angle, it's much harder to maintain strength. Yeah. So we want to remain upright at all times. It doesn't mean that you've become stiff, but rather the top of the head floats up and the rest of the body relaxes down. Good. Okay, we're going to now move on. We're not leaving the Tai Chi walking, but we're going to add a little bit of arm movement to it. So we'll do a little bit of silk reeling, and then we'll put it together with what we've just done. So there are actually a few movements in this form that use the legwork that we've just done. So it is recyclable, it's reusable, and it stands us in good stead for all the other movements. Okay, so Willem, if you'd like to come into the space a wee bit, lovely. Good, okay. So now we're going to have a look at our separate wild horse's mane. We'll do a few little arm exercises. Let's lengthen up. In fact, Willem, could you maybe show the back view? Yeah, is that okay? Thank you. So we're lengthening up through the top of the head and the chin is slightly down and back. Again, we're in an open stance for now. We're going to take a nice deep breath and sigh internally. Sigh the tension away. I want you to feel every muscle let go, just like you're sitting in a really comfortable chair. Take a nice deep breath and let go into it. Good. So the top of the head remains upright, but everything else releases down. Feel your tailbone releasing down towards the floor. Good. Feel to all 10 fingers, and we're going to float forwards and up, breathing in and breathing out. Release, relax gently down to about belly height, so a little bit below the waist. Again, breathe in, float up, and breathe out, release, relax down. I'm going to put Willem on the spot. Can you turn quarter so they can see the side now, please? And continue. So you can see the arms are soft. We're not locking the joints. And you can see there is a little bit of a rise and a fall. We're lengthening the legs and releasing belly, hips, and knees. This is called raising the water, and it's a common move to begin a Tai Chi form. It's not always the first move, but very often. Good. Okay, now we're going to take right hug ball. So identify, please, your right hand. Willem, can you turn back view again, please? So you can follow Willem, he's doing the same as you. I'm going to do the mirror image so that you can see exactly what's going on. So we're turning towards your right hand is coming up and your left hand is coming underneath. So we're hugging a ball. This is called hug ball. Your body is slightly turned. So actually your hands are in front of your center line, but you're turning your center line to face the corner. Now we're going to very gently release your hands towards each other and split away from each other at the same time. Do you see what I mean? So they're coming towards each other, up and down, but you're scissoring, extending. So we finish with your left palm extended facing up and your right palm extended facing down about shoulder width. Now I'm going to come a wee bit closer for you to see that palm position. Yeah, do you see that? So we're going to turn to your left now and flip your hands over. So again, you're in a hug ball position. And we're going to relax them towards each other, but as you untwist the waist, scissor them apart. Good, there's quite a lot going on there, isn't there? And let's try again. So we turn towards your right, palms hold the ball above and below. And as you untwist, they come towards each other and lengthen, scissor apart, about shoulder width. So we finish, the top palm faces up, the lower palm faces down. Gently turn the waist, hug ball, relax them towards each other, scissor apart. Good. Relax your shoulders. Think of the movement mostly being in the lower arms. Scissor apart. Good. I'm sorry, I got out of sync with Willem. So your left hand up, your right hand down, scissor apart. Good. And one more time, hug ball. Relax down, scissor apart. Well done. And relax, take a breath. Very good. Now, this exercise is called Separate Wild Horse's Mane. So we have a beautiful ponytail here. So if Willem were to shake his head from side to side, you would see it whipping from left to right. So this movement is meant to mimic or allude to the horse whipping its mane from side to side. Some of the Tai Chi names are very literal and obvious, and some are a little bit more, I don't know, obscure seeming. But we're going to add that movement to the legs. So if you remember the leg movements we've just done. So there is an odd phenomenon in Tai Chi and in Chinese martial arts, and actually I think in all martial arts. They seem to go against nature in a way, because when we walk, we swing our arms in opposition, and that brings our body nicely into balance. But actually, from the martial perspective, if I have one hand forwards and the other foot forwards, which we do as well in Tai Chi, it means that I'm squaring up to my opponent. And that means I'm giving him a lot of surface to attack. Whereas if I keep myself at a distance, but I still want to get a few kicks and punches in, I can extend the same side, hand and leg forwards. That means I can keep my body a lot further away from him and turn my body so there's a lot less target to hit. And so because of that, you'll see in many Tai Chi moves, we have the same hand as leg forwards. And it can just be a bit weird feeling that you've the same hand and leg forwards when we're used to swinging opposition. So we have to get used to this slightly weird, slightly unnatural feel. But actually, the more we practice, the more we get used to using our body in a different way. So let us start, let's start at the back of our space. And we'll come towards you, hopefully it'll be clearer as we get closer. We start with our feet together and we lengthen up. Take a deep breath and sigh the tension away. We're going to lift the lift the right toes. We're going to mirror, lift the right toes and turn your body and pop the foot down. So that's giving you a 45-degree angle, and release belly, hips, knees, and let's find our hug ball. So you're standing on your right and your right hand is up on top of the ball. We're going to step the left foot forwards. And as we feed our weight forwards, we're extending the arms, we're squashing them towards each other, extending the arms and scissoring them past each other. And there we have squared up. So now we have your left hand and foot are forwards and up, and your right hand and foot feel a little bit further back. So the right hand is facing down. Actually, it's not that far behind the raised hand, but there's a feeling of being back. We feed the weight back, we lift the front toes and we turn the whole up, the whole body turns. We relax the foot down and feed it forwards from underneath. And as you turn your body, it just draws the whole lot in to your other side. So now the left hand is on top and your right foot is ready to step. So we step and scissor, square up. Good. Keep the arms as they are as you feed your weight back, lift the toes, turn everything, feed forwards and draw in. Look forwards and step. Feed the weight forwards, scissor the arms. Notice they're in line with the shoulders. Back and turn, forwards and in, step and scissor. Well done. Can we do it again? You might need to shuffle back. Good, well done, and rest. Good, take a breath. Let's do it again. Back we go. An awful lot of Tai Chi, I feel, is benefits very much from feeling the rhythm of the movement. So rather than me breaking it down, we'll just go through it. See if you can get it. Don't worry if you get lost. You can use the video and repeat. Let's check posture, lengthen up. Relax down, release belly, hips, knees. Right toes lift and turn out. Relax the foot down. Right hug ball. Ready? And Beautiful, well done, and rest. Good. Now we have looked at this in a bit of detail, a sort of beginner's level detail, but there's always more to it. So if this is old hat to you, as I know it is for some of you in the class, then you can start to look at a concept called push, pull, drop, sit. Push, pull, drop, sit. So that means that you're not just pushing from the back leg and then pushing from the front leg, but you are feeding the weight across. So you're feeding from the back foot halfway, and as you get halfway through, the front leg starts to absorb it and draw it in more. So that's your push-pull. So with every step, if you feel you want more from it, if you feel you're already knowledgeable about what you're doing, you can employ push, pull, drop, sit. So when you step, you feed with the back foot halfway, you feed into or draw into the front foot halfway, and then we have the drop and the sit. And that's this little decompression at the end, or you could say rest and recovery. So this little moment of before you go again. Push with the front leg, pull with the back leg, drop, sit. So that is common throughout the entire form, that if you're transferring weight, you can express, push, pull, drop, sit. And you'll even see it, this little and really what the drop sit is, it's not bending your knees more, rather it's relaxing to center. So you're sending your energy out, it's finding its furthest point, relaxing to center and rest. And then you do it again. Out and in. So Tai Chi has this kind of heartbeat, or like a breath, the whole body breathes. And you can express that with your push, pull, drop, sit. Okay. Lovely. So I thought now maybe I'd give you a chance to rest, and we will show you the whole of the 24 form. Does that sound like fun, Bill?
Yeah.
Would you like to sit and watch as well? Okay, so I'll show you it from the beginning. I'll show you the back view and maybe even show you the front view as well, just so that you can have a jolly good look at it. And then if you have done any of it before, you can use the video to practice along with, or just to watch as reference. So another really beautiful aspect of Tai Chi is the fact that you can actually get really relaxed just watching somebody else do it. You can use it as a meditation in itself, or you can use it as like an avatar, somebody doing it for you, but you're actually, in your mind, you're doing it with them. So, have a wee rest. Lovely. So I'm going to show you the back view first. Willem, what do you think? Front view or back view first? Maybe back view first, okay. So this will be most useful to you if you're actually following. Then I'll show you the front view so you can see what the hands are doing when you can't see. Okay. It's in 4 sections, folks. So each section is a direction. So you go to the left for section 1, to the right for section 2, to the left for section 3, and to the right for section 4. And all Tai Chi forms can be broken up in this way so that you can take one section at a time, like taking one paragraph at a time. Okay. Open. Raising the water. Separate wild horse's mane. White crane opens its wings. Old cat washes its face, and I'm going to add a little move to give me more space. Brush, knee, push. Play the P-bar. Step back, repulse monkey. I'm off screen, whoops. Okay. Grasping bird's tail. I'm still on screen, not quite. Again, grasping bird's tail. Single whip. Cloud hands. Single whip. And reposition for high pat on horse. Separate, kick right. Two bees buzzing. Separate, kick left. Snake creeps down. Golden cockerel stands on one leg. Snake creeps down. Golden cockerel stands on one leg. And again, I'm going to reposition for Jade Maiden plays shuffles. Needle to sea bottom. Fan through back. Ban, Lan, Shui, or block, parry, punch. 6, sealing, 4, closing, or apparent close up. And close. Okay, so that is your 24 International Simplified Competition form. So it is designed to highlight really good stuff in Tai Chi. It is a beginner's form, but it's no easier than normal Tai Chi, it's just shorter. So if you're thinking, gosh, well, if that's easy Tai Chi, what's difficult Tai Chi? It's challenging. I find it's a good workout. I'm going to show you it one more time, the front view. I'm not going to mirror it, I'm just going to show it facing the front, and I'm going to speed it up to the normal time that I would give. And if I do that, if I stick to the 6 minutes, then we'll have a couple of minutes to warm down. Okay, so let me think, yeah. You can see I needed to shift a few times. This form does take quite a bit of space. So it's okay to reposition yourself when you're doing Tai Chi. If you're in a sitting room, just be comfortable. If you're performing, you might have to add a little movement to get you into a better position. 24, simplified form. Okay, so that is your 24 International Simplified Competition form. I hope you enjoyed watching it. For those who have done it before, I hope it rang a few bells and you were able to follow it and think about it. Maybe you've even seen some things that you do differently or remember differently. I'm always glad to hear feedback. But for now, let's come together and we'll have a wee warm down. Good. So it is something a few years ago in this class we discussed possibly learning, and we decided to go with the 9-step Chen style form, and we've gone through that a few times. We've gone through that very carefully over the years, and we've had a look at our master lock style, but we haven't as yet really done the 24 form in this class, which is why I wanted to showcase it a wee bit today and just see how you feel about it. If you're a bit scared of standing on one leg, don't worry, everybody is at first, and there's always ways around that if you don't feel up to it. But I feel it is a good workout, it is a good form to learn as a general bit of Tai Chi in your pocket. Let's go down to the legs and give them a wee bit of love. Cup your hands as you gently pat every structure. Down you go. Good. And up the body again. As I explained in class the other day, Tai Chi is not a destination, it is a path. So when we learn a form, we learn it as a tool to help us improve. So no matter how many times you've done a form, you can go back to that tool, and it's like a grinding stone to polish, or to sharpen your sword. So the form in itself, learning it is a good achievement, but actually it's just the start of using the form as something to help you on your journey. So we can pat the shoulders and the chest if you like, just go gently. If you know something hurts, be kind. Good, and back to the center, lovely. And I just want you to shake everything out. A little heel tap, let everything go a bit wobbly. Now, if you're in nerve pain, this maybe isn't the best exercise for you, so instead what you can do is keep your heels down or bounce, but not quite let the heels touch the ground, and just let everything go a bit floppy. That's a gentler version, but if it's comfortable, I want you to get that little bit of impact, which sends a judder up through your entire structure. And rest. Oh, isn't that great? So breathe and listen to your body. Good, let's gather the energy around and draw it in to cover center. Hug your elbows gently in and breathe into your belly. Feel the touch of your hands guiding your awareness into your center, and feel your energy is stronger. Beautiful, well done everyone, relax down. So a little bit of a different class today. I really hope you enjoyed this dip into the 24. We started the class with some of the key building blocks for the movement within the form, the leg work in particular. So important to get the legs right and to feel a stability, to create a stability with the technique. Once you've got that stability and once you've got the rhythm of the movements, it makes it a lot easier to put the building blocks together. And very quickly, actually, you can start to build the choreography. Thank you so much to Willem for joining us today. Did you have fun? in the 24. So let's salute, please. Thank you so much, Helen. 学上老师好. And 学上好. Very good, folks. If you have any questions, you can hang around. But I've gone slightly over, so my apologies. I look forward to seeing you next time.